Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys some major breaking news because we have brand new anime spoilers for episodes 282 all the way up until episode 286. So this is gonna run us from the first week of January 8th, all the way up until February 5th. And these are gonna be the episodes going over the Sasuke Retsuden novel, which right now currently has a bi-weekly manga, which I'm reviewing here on the channel. Now, just to be upfront, because this is a flashback, there are some people that are confused as to when this takes place in the timeline. So if you've not been keeping up with my manga reviews on this, or if you've not watched the light novel playlist where I covered the entire light novel, this takes place after Boruto and Sarada are already gaining. This is not a blank period story, but all this takes place before you get anything with Kawaki and Ao and Jigen and all that other stuff. So that should give you a point of reference right here. So with that being said, though, I'm just going to be transparent. I'm going to tell you guys before we get into the episode synopsis is that 5 to 6 episodes to cover this entire story, that's not going to be enough here. And I worry this might be on the worst side. It might be like Itachi Book of Daylight and Itachi Book of Midnight, where it's just completely different from the light novel altogether. Or best case, this is like the Sasuke Book of Sunrise that you had in Naruto Shippuden, where there's still quite a bit cut out, but you basically have bullet points from the story adapted into the anime episodes, but there's a lot of context cut out. So best case, I think you're going to get something like that. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and look at what Organic Dinosaur translated from TV Tokyo's website as well as from Animedia magazine. So episode 282 is going to be called Sasuke Retsuden Infiltration, broadcasting on January 8th. This was published on TV Tokyo's website. So it says, in order to save Naruto from an illness, Sasuke heads to the Totaro Astronomy Research Institute, an old observatory facility that's located in Ridaku country. The site is secluded from other areas. Some sort of dinosaur beast named Minnow, a creature who ought to be extinct, somehow roams around there. Minnow overlords over the prisoners as a guard for those who have been forced to perform harsh manual labor. Sasuke is infiltrating the facility as one of the prisoners. The Sage of Six Paths, the founder of Ninshu, was once afflicted by the same ailment that currently has befallen Naruto. According to ancient records, the Sage of Six Paths was allegedly cured from his illness here, and so Sasuke's trying to obtain some clues in order to acquire the remedy. So that one right there, it looks like they're going to be covering the prologue that you have from the novel. Likely they're going to be borrowing beats from the manga version of the prologue, which adds in a lot of extra information and actually adapted some scenes from the Naruto Retsuden novel, if I had to guess, just because you need more context and you need more timeline references in here. I really strongly think they're going to adapt some of the prologue stuff that happens in Naruto Retsuden, where you see more of like Naruto struggling with the illness and Sasuke and Kakashi and etc. getting worried and going out to Ridaku. I think that the anime, if they're smart, they will adapt some of that stuff. I'm just worried again they're going to rush through this because this is part of a trilogy. Sasuke Retsuden is the second story out of 3 stories dealing with this chakra illness arc. The Kakashi story is happening alongside the Sasuke one, and then Naruto Retsuden is the one that fixes everything. I really think they're going to be doing a bit of an abridged version. I think once they get the polar particles, Naruto's suddenly going to be cured. They're not going to go into the Naruto Retsuden stuff, which is going to be a shame, but we'll get to that as we get through more of the episode synopsises. So episode 283 is titled Sasuke Retsuden Starlines, broadcasting on January 15th. And in this one it says, in order to save Naruto, who's fallen ill, Sasuke Uchiha decided to travel to an old astronomy observation facility named the Totaro Astronomy Research Institute. Sasuke then becomes caught in a dilemma where he gets attacked and subsequently poisoned by Minnow, who is fulfilling its guard duties at the Research Institute. At that moment, Sasuke felt as though everything was all over for him. However, the key to saving him was Sakura. She had infiltrated the facility as a doctor. Sakura then informed Sasuke that she was there to assist him since there have been some modifications made to his original mission. And so the married couple embark on their infiltration investigation. Based on the documents that Sakura had acquired, the cure to the Sage of Six Paths illness seemed to be a substance called the polar particles. In order for them to figure out the whereabouts of that material, the two of them knew they needed to acquire a book called the Illustration Map of the Heavenly Bodies. They then decide to search in the Institute's library for it. So looking at this one right here, it looks like this portion is going to be staying somewhat true to the story material. It looks like they're going to be combining chapters 2 and 3 from the novel into one episode. So again, again, there's going to be some stuff that is skipped in this one. Now, I can already see some of the anime viewers who have not watched my manga reviews say, why is there a dinosaur here? As it says in the synopsis, the dinosaurs should have been extinct. If you go back to Naruto's manga, or even if you refuse to read Naruto's manga and you only want to watch the anime, you actually see skeleton bones of dinosaurs in Naruto's manga, and you even see Sasuke playing with the stuffed dinosaur in the anime. So dinosaurs have always existed in Naruto, they're just extinct. So we can stop with the Jurassic Park memes that come with Sasuke Retsunden. So moving into episode 284, it's titled Sasuke Retsunden, The Basement Secret. This is going to be broadcasting on January 22nd, and with this one it says Sasuke and Sakura are trying to hunt down more information regarding the polar particles. They've got their eye on an opportunity. A messenger for the Prime Minister from the capital city will be coming to visit the head of the research institute, Zansuro. There's a basement in Zansuro's room that Sasuke and Sakura would like to investigate. In order to buy some time, Sakura transforms herself into the messenger for the Prime Minister. While they are deceiving Zansuro, Sasuke tries to sneak into the basement. However, the plan does not go smoothly and they are left empty-handed. But then mid-conversation, Zansuro says something interesting. So looking at this one, if you're familiar with the manga, this is going to be adapting chapter 5 of the manga, which is actually chapter 4 of the light novel. So that one right there, that's going to be covering the whole thing where Sasuke and Sakura deceive Zansuro. Now, according to the translator note, Organic Dinosaur says that we're going to be getting a new studio that's going to be doing episode 284 that's never worked on Boruto or anything Naruto in particular, Studio Bus. That's an interesting pickup for the Boruto franchise because that studio did the second key animation for Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. They did in-between animation for the Mugen Train arc on Demon Slayer and the Red Light District, and they did second key animation for the Burn the Witch OVA that came out for Tite Kubo. Episode 285 is titled Sasuke Retsunden, The Heavens Descending Upon the Earth, and this is going to be broadcasting on January 29th. And according to this one, it says Sasuke and Sakura collaborate with one another in order to gain more intel about the polar particles. But even now, there are still many mysteries surrounding them. Sasuke and Sakura have not been able to locate them either, but then Sasuke hears something from his cellmate. Those words enabled Sasuke to figure out a clue that would indicate the whereabouts of the polar particles. Meanwhile, Sakura has also discovered a hint by solving the mystery behind the illustrated map of the heavenly bodies from the time she previously played a game called Starlines with one of the other prisoners. At last, they've gathered some crucial information. Finally, the two of them can try to acquire the polar particles. But then, so this right here, I can say this, what you see on January 29th, if you've been reading the manga, this is going to be the full chapter 6. Now, you just have chapter 6.1. Chapter 6.2 will be coming out next Saturday. Essentially, that's what you're going to be getting there, the tail end of this. And that's going to end with a huge cliffhanger. And then that's where the action is going to begin to start ramping up right here. And with this one, again, you can just tell we're getting an abridged version of the story. I understand why they're doing this, because at the end of the day, this is going to be meant to promote the manga, because the manga should be getting volume 1 of the manga released over in Japan around the time that these episodes are coming out. So I understand why they're doing an abridged version of this, because it's to promote the manga. I just hate that it's not going to be 100% a full adaptation, because you have a lot of people that this is going to be their only introduction to the story, because getting them to read a novel with just text, it's like pulling teeth. It's already hard enough to get a lot of people to read manga, let alone just a light novel with words in it. So I really wish they would have given this a full adaptation, but this is just gonna be a nice bone to throw for people who want to see more of the old generation, and it's gonna be nice promotion for the manga and the manga volumes that are coming out. So episode 286 is gonna be titled Sasuke Retsunden, The Ring, and this is gonna be airing on February 5th. And according to this one, it says suddenly a huge swarm of dinosaur beasts have appeared at the Research Institute. The Research Institute has now plunged into utter chaos. Sasuke and Sakura are now aware of Zansuro's dreadful ambitions. In order to try and stop Zansuro, they split up into two groups. Although Sakura has already made her way back to the Research Institute, she's gotten caved in right in the midst of the mayhem. Meanwhile, Sasuke's realized that Zansuro has an ally. Sasuke tries to join forces again with Sakura, but seems unable to find her while they're on the verge of a crisis. Sasuke and Sakura, the strongest married couple in the Konoha village, will they be able to crush Zanzoro's ambitions and bring home the polar particles in order to relieve Naruto of his illness? So yeah, that's what I mean. This is gonna be an abridged version because Naruto doesn't actually get cured of that illness until Naruto Retsen, and there's something that happens with the polar particle that Sakura and Sasuke brought to the village for Naruto, and they're gonna be, man, this is gonna be an abridged version, man. Like I hate I hate that we're getting it like this, man, because again, this should have been Kakashi Retsen adapted, Sasuke Retsen, and then Naruto Retsen, or at the very least you should have got Sasuke Retsen and then you should have got Naruto Retsen after this, because there's a lot of stuff cut out. Like I'm really thinking they're gonna cut out the big reveal that goes on with Orochimaru in this because of the pacing on this. You're going to miss all the foreshadowing on who Zanzoro's partner actually is, because if manga readers have not been able to figure out just yet, and I know this based off of the comments, it's going to be something that anime fans are going to call very convenient when they figure out who the other person working with Zanzoro is. But as you can tell from this one, episode 286, there's a big battle that's going on. You have the dinosaur beast, and you also have something else that is going on here. If they stay true to what happens in the light novel, there's a very emotional scene that takes place involving Sasuke that really should make you look at Sasuke's character and Boruto a little bit different. So I mean, overall, man, like again, my expectations for this, best case scenario, this ends up being something like Sasuke Book of Sunrise, where it's just bullet points, it's not 100% faithful to the material, and it cuts out a lot of stuff. Worst case, this ends up being like the Itachi Book of Midnight and Itachi Book of Daylight novels. Looks like we're gonna avoid that one right there. Again, just a little bit disappointed in that, but it's totally understood because the code arc should be starting in episode 287 or episode 288. So my question to you guys is, if you've not read the manga or if you've not read the light novel, are you okay with getting a bridge version of the story, or do you want the entire thing? While you think that over, click here to watch this Kryptonian Saiyan chapter review for Chainsaw Man chapter 116, or click here to watch the Sasuke Retsen manga reviews for those of you guys who want the manga.